all, yeah, nice picture. We are joined by our friend Carolyn A. Brent. She is the author of this book, The Caregiver's Companion: Caring for Your Loved One Medically, Financially, and Emotionally while Caring for Yourself. And we're talking about that chapter 10 from the book today. In chapter 10, you talk about avoiding burnout.
Yes.
And Ronnie and I were just talking during the break. I think that's one of the things that would hit me the hardest, because from that comes resentment, doesn't it?
Absolutely. A lot of caregivers feel guilty because they're so burnt out and they feel angry at the person that got sick. I got angry at my dad. Dad was literally bedridden. I'm going, Dad, how could my superhero got sick?
Yeah.
But see, I had burnt myself out. I was working a full-time job, maybe 60, 70 hours a week. Plus I was caring for my dad. Plus I was, being an advocate for my financially, medically, and emotionally. And I got burnt out to the point one day I could not get out of bed. And I was just paralyzed. And I said, I've got to change this. So caregivers have to start delegating. They got to pick up the phone and ask for help. Now, there's an organization I want to share with the world. It's called Caregiver.com. That's not my organization. It's Gary Berg. He recreated back in 1995. It's called the Fearless Caregiver. And what he does, his group travels around the country to teach caregivers how not to get burnt out. Who are the local folks in your area around the country that can help you when you feel like you need respite and you don't have any money, or you need someone to come in and help you? His organization is impeccable for that. So when I finally met Gary last year, I said, where were you when I was a caregiver? He said, Carolyn, you could have Googled me and found me, but how would I have known to do that? So it's called the Fearless Caregiver, and I would love to have his organization on one day to show the world that there is help out there. Another thing, once again, with caregivers, you got to watch what you eat. You can get burnt out if you overdrink alcohol, which we do. A lot of caregivers do. I know I did. If they self-medicate because they are in a lot of pain, so they'll take, instead of one pill, they'll take two. So that is causing the burnout.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend, go seek help. Go see a psychologist. There's nothing wrong with seeing a psychologist and letting that psychologist know, I have a parent with dementia in my case. And it was Dr. Hare that really helped to save my life, because I thought I was going crazy because I had resentment, I was angry, and then I discovered I was going through the five stage of grieving, which is depression. I mean, these are all natural things that people go through: depression, anger, bargaining, resentment, and then you get to acceptance. So a lot of caregivers, they're on all those different stages all the time, but get together with great groups, or they could go to my website, caregiverstory.com, and look for anything that they want is there as far as leading them to anything that they're looking for. And that was initially why I created caregiverstory.com.
So Carolyn, if we have a friend or know of somebody that is a caregiver stepping outside the home, what can we do for them?
Oh my goodness, take them to a day spa, please. Going to a day spa, letting them have a massage. The caregivers need to be loved on. So I always say, do the body, do the feet, flexology for the feet. It will relax every muscle in that caregiver's body. Give a scalp massage. Some things don't even cost. We could do it as just servants. We're serving other people. I know I used to massage my father's feet and he loved it. And I love it when someone massages my feet, period. It helps me to relax. So with caregivers and of all ages, and I don't care what the age is, we've got to take the time, and I say this to everyone, you got to give yourself at least that 1 hour, because the bottom line is this: it's better to do prevention than to try to fix something that breaks. So if we take 1 hour a day and chop that hour up, whatever is convenient for you, and you could isolate yourself to meditate, or walk to the ocean if you live near to the ocean, or walk to a water fountain, or whatever causes relaxation in your life, that's what you've got to embrace. And I always say ban guilt and ban negativity.
Beautiful.
Well, such wonderful advice. You are such a great inspiration to all of us, my friend. We love sharing you with our audiences once a month. Carolyn, we're going to encourage people to check out your book and your website as well. Thank you, Carolyn, for joining us. We appreciate you. We'll see you next month. Thank you, friends. We'll see you tomorrow.